Okay, so today I am here at the Burnaby Village Museum here in, well, Burnaby, BC. And today I am going to be showing you around the Burnaby Village Museum. We're even going to go on the Carousel, which is really cool. So let's get going, eh? Here we go. Open sign. Proud community supporter of the Burnaby Village Museum. So this opened just a couple of days ago. This is the beginning of its summer season. And as you can see, it's a summer season. May 4th to September 2nd. And today is, what day is it? May 9th. Okay. So
everybody gets one, so moms, you can keep one for your child. So 1, 2, 3,
I just need to
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just wait back there, Selena. I gotta organize this. Okay, exactly 10 and 11.
I would like one carousel ride.
Did I get my receipt? Thank you. Okay, have fun. We'll see you. Start at F, okay? Start at Albert House. Okay.
And are you paying by cash or debit?
Cash. There we go. And here is the token for the carousel ride. Looks like a coin. Thank you. Okay, so I got my token for the carousel ride. Oh, there is a hand car over there. And let's walk in. Burnaby Station. Now, which way should we go? I've been here quite a few times. Let's start with this old farmhouse here. And as you can see, they've got a beautiful garden patch outside their house. A market gardens. Okay. I've got a garden there. Let's go into the front gate. Okay. Welcome to the farmhouse. Heritage building, and this was built in 1893. This is a bedroom. That there is a chamber pot. Ah, here's the living room. That's quite the interesting wallpaper, isn't it?
Kind of a mishmash of things. We haven't even gone through going because every time we got to a certain point, it's like, oh, hello, more people.
There's a book of some kind. I believe that's a Bible. And there is a potbelly oven. What's that called? A furnace. And there's yeah. Interesting.
But each time we get a really hard question for the kids, I mean, I always make sure every single question's answered for the kids anyway. But
Hi.
I'm like, this is really hard questions. Let's see. Yeah,
Is this the first visit
so much.
to the museum?
No, I've been here a few times.
Well, welcome back. You're from the future with this device.
Oh.
Oh, this here.
Yeah, I am.
What the heck is that? It looks like a camera, kind of like the ones we have in the general store.
It's got a it's a camera, and this is just a tripod.
I'm teasing you because you're from the future. Well,
Yes.
come and have a snoop around. If there's something you see that you haven't seen before, my name's Wendy and Miss Shannon is here as well.
Ah,
Give a shout.
we have an IBM here.
That one is not the IBM. The one in the general store is that cheese cutter is the IBM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
You-
know. I actually know that what IBM stands for.
What does it stand for?
International Business.
Machine.
Machines.
Excellent. Very good.
And they actually started making stuff like scales and stuff like that.
Yeah, highly calibrated. You can see how they were moving to computers and things like that, right?
So here we have an old stove here.
Yes, this is actually a new version of an old stove because it gets baked on. I don't know if you've ever come at Christmas time on a Sunday and had cookies that have been baked on the stove there.
No, I have
So
not.
it's up to fire code, but it is a wood burning stove. So it's actually 1998, that stove, but
Oh, so you can actually use this.
you can use it.
Oh wow. So it's not identical to what it was before.
It's pretty close. So the grandchildren looked through the catalog when they were restoring the house and said, well, Grandma's and Grandpa's was very plain, but always shiny, had to have the hot water reservoir on the side there, so.
So they got something like as close as they could get.
Yeah, yep, you're absolutely right. So when it's heated in there, it really heats the house beautifully. It's
I
just
bet.
great.
So the first, like this was not just for cooking; it was also for heat, right?
Absolutely, it really is your
And yeah, I
lifeline
like
in the house.
the bathtub here.
It really truly is a bathroom.
Mhm.
So they would have an outhouse.
Yeah. So the bathtub, how would it drain?
Well, actually, it would, when it was first put in, it wasn't plumbed, so they would have had it just drain out into the ground in some sort of pipe out that way.
Ah.
Yeah, which I think that's what they had to begin with, even when it was plumbed.
But were there just bathtubs where you just literally had to scoop the water back out?
No, they would drain it out on this one, but you're not having a big full floaty bath, because see, the hot water reservoir is only that big. So it's not heating a lot of water, so it's just a little bit in the bottom, so it's
So
not a lot to drain.
You wouldn't fill that bathtub up.
No,
It would take too long.
it would take too long. By the time you had heated the next round of water, that water would be cool and, yeah, exactly.
And here we have some canned goods
Mm-hmm,
or jarred.
yes, George, bottled. But to show what they would grow on the farm, because they were market gardeners, they grew fruit and vegetables.
Somehow I suspect you actually wouldn't want to eat this food.
Hmm?
I somehow suspect you wouldn't want to actually eat this.
No, it's not as old as 1925, but it's certainly been here at least 10 years now, I'm thinking.
It's
So
a little-
no, I won't feed you that. Definitely not.
Yeah, I have my own vlog channel, so I'm filming for that.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been here a few times. My aunt actually had her wedding at the church.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. It's such a great space for that. Definitely.
They do that every year, don't they?
Yes, I mean, there are often, we starting our wedding season and that sort of thing too, but we get weddings in the winter and so on and so forth. The beautiful willow pattern on the plates here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the old spaghetti factory, actually.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
They do the same
Yeah.
pattern, actually, there.
And you know the old spaghetti factory, those are street cars that
Yeah.
you can sit in to
I know.
have a meal in there.
Do you want any food in here?
Ideally, no.
Well, I won't be up
Okay.
here. That's why I don't.
If you don't mind pushing it outside.
I guess does that go down to the basement, I guess?
Discard that.
This door?
Pardon?
Does this door go down?
That's just a cupboard under the stairs. I just. What was there a question out there?
Where's the nearest trash bin?
Well, there's one. There should be one right on the front porch there,
Okay.
isn't there?
Great.
Hi,
Isn't there
welcome
one
to
by the
Farmhouse.
broom there?
I just wanted to check. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
there is.
just
Okay.
yeah. Okay. There we go.
So we're going to
Okay, so This is a really nice little house here, isn't it?
Other things.
Yes.
You don't put there.
No, you don't. So you go back. See where those people are?
So you wouldn't want it. Okay, so we are now headed into the main part of the village meadow and carousel, and here is the map there. Caution, slippery when icy. Well, it's not icy today. Go down these steps and welcome. Deer Lake Brook. Okay. There's a guy fishing. It's lovely. Okay, so this first little house up here is actually called a bachelor house. It's called that because, as you can see, it's actually a bit like a bachelor, if you took a bachelor apartment and made it into a house. That's basically what it is. I think that's the schoolhouse if I'm... Hi!
Are you taking a YouTube?
Yes!
YouTube?
Yes, YouTube! This is going on YouTube. Oh, there's the outhouse. Tom Irving's house, built in 1911. Okay, you'll see what I mean by it's like a bachelor suite. Like as I said, this is like a bachelor suite. That is a huge stove. So this place was owned by a guy named Tom Hall. And if I remember correctly, he was, I'm guessing that's him there. What if that's his actually clothes? I don't think so, but he was a lifelong bachelor from a pipe, a bachelor's views by Tom Ball, a pipe, a book, a koi nook, a fire. I can't read that. That's a poem I guess you wrote. But this is quite a lovely little house. Let's see. Tom Irvine and his friend Bob Moore built this small house on Laurel Street in Burnaby. This is just west of Burnaby Lake near the Tramline. Bob Moore died soon after, but Tom lived in the house until 1958. Tom had been a prospector in the Yukon, later was a pile driver. He helped build Burnaby Lake Tram, a railroad trestle around. Tom never married and died at age 100 in 1964. So this guy was born in 1864 and he died in 1964. And you can see we've got another little garden here. Okay. And this, oh boy, restaurant here. Almonds. Is that the restaurant here? Orange. We've got all these antique signs. Orange Crush. Thropes Lemonade. Fish and chips. Okay. So, I'm hungry. Didn't eat much for breakfast this morning. Seating is for ice cream parlors only. And, oh boy, lava cake. Okay, now what do I want? Okay, so I'm back. I had something to eat. The food here is pretty good. I had some fries and some chili. Probably ate too much, but you know. Okay, so here we are going outside. And we've got fresh coffee, sodas, and ice cream. This is the ice cream parlor. And so next let's go to the Stride Studios. What is this? Portrait photography. You see that picture? Yeah, you do. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Here are some old photographs. Home? Gold Mountain. Okay. So these are...
Let's do it. No, hey, knock it off. Oh wow, this is this here actually is very Chinese mandarin oranges. Empress of Canada. So that place kind of reminded me of the Chinese garden. Okay, and where are we going? This next is the post office, and Mrs. Marina Lawrence, proprietor.
Are we going to get Gucci store? Oh, I will go back there.
So she's not here right now, but I'm minding it while she's away.
Ah! Somehow I doubt she's here very often.
No. Seems to be an extended vacation.
Yes. This year's the IBM.
So that would be the coffee that's in the coffee grinder right here.
Okay.
It smells like coffee. It is coffee.
95 cents a pair. Shoes, I think.
It smells so strong.
Well, it's just been ground.
It's so strong. It smells
Well, that candy's been there for 45 years. So it's definitely after its best before date.
Where's the coldest?
Where's the what?
What is this? Is it so
That is a scale for weighing all of the bulk produce and the fruit. Things like that.
Are you allowed to sit on this chair?
They're all empty.
This This here is an IBM, right?
Yeah. Wait your turn. Did you notice that you're sitting on a ladder that is also a transformer?
What?
Stand up.
Let's see this.
Be careful. Okay, the ladder is only on this side, so don't climb the back.
Yes. Is this dangerous? Finally.
Of course it's dangerous. That's why it's fun.
Is this?
Anyway, don't go too high on it.
Come here. Excuse me. Is this for cheese?
That is for cutting cheese.
It's an IBM, right?
I'm making too serious.
Joe, that's it.
And here we have.
Yo, look at yo.
The modern lines, it says on top.
Ah, we've got some candies here. I don't think you want to eat this candy. Let's see. I honestly, we have coffee. Oh yeah, I do smell coffee from coming from here. Oh, Kellogg's cornflakes. That's actually the only. Oh, and Christie's.
Go around the back.
And Jello. Ah, and here is an old stove. Please do not touch. Okay. Ah.
Oh, it's one of those cookies that was.
Don't touch it again. Alright?
Lawnmowers. Oh wow, I've never been to this part before. So we have an old stove here. 2 old stoves actually. This looks like an early electric stove.
I got a nail. Yo, lawnmower. Excuse me, a nail. Her joke. In England, people grind and
Wow. And we have some light fixtures. So this store sold freaking everything. It's got brooms, lawnmower. There's another stove there. Oh, and some apples and potatoes.
Well, it's because this isn't this
And those are some. All these mugs are.
Old-fashioned black. They're female. How did you get that?
Although you're not really supposed to wear your
Oh wow, look at this. That is a really nice car. Oh yeah. Oh wow, look at this bike.
It's a car shop thingy. Mm-hmm. It's a car shop. It's a bike shop.
The office.
Everybody here?
Okay, here is the Wagner Bumper he made here. And you can really smell this. There's the this is really cool. So this here is the forge. As you can see, there's a forge there. That is a bucket of water. That is an anvil. The guy just stepped out, so Right. Yeah, let's go this way. And this is John Fraser and Co. Real Estate. Okay. Who wants to buy some real estate? Anybody want to buy some real estate? Anybody? Okay. Phone Collingwood 78. Burnaby Homestays. This highly developed facilities and transportation, water services. $40,000 is this property for sale for $40,000? Vancouver's finest suburb. Need a home this fall. Lakeside Terrace. Okay. What the? Oh, this is a meeting room in here. That's actually what it is. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot this tiny little house over here. So this is like another little bachelor house. This here is a log cabin. This replica log cabin was built in 1973 and represents the earliest types of settlers home lived. This Burnaby's first settler was William Holmes in 1860, and he built a log cabin. This is a pre-furnished. This cabin is furnished, and as might have been in the early pre-1926 era. So this, you remember that tiny little house we saw earlier? Like, this is not even at that level. I mean, it is literally one room. My bedroom is about twice this size. So, and that appears to be a loft up there. Gosh, it's kind of dark. Because there's only two very small windows. So, in the winter time, this would have been really dark in the winter. Very dark. And that loft would have been pitch black. But let's move on, shall we, to the Bank of Canada. Like, this would have been. Now let's go over here first. Ah, this is a steam engine.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Oh, we're on camera.
Yes.
Hi, welcome to the Bank of Canada.
I need about this is a
Right. So this bank was originally out in. You ever been to a Britannia Mine Museum?
yeah, I have.
It used to be that the bank was all the way up there.
Oh wow. So
You can read through this if you like to read up on the history of this bank. But some other relevant information is Well, this would be where the teller was.
Okay.
So this cage was more of a,
Security.
it was actually used as a marketing strategy in order to say, hey, you can keep your money here safe and secure. No worries, we're not gonna do anything bad with the money. We're just gonna keep it safe. And so this would give a sense of affirmation.
Okay.
And so once you get the money, you would store it in this big thing, which would be the safe. And you'd keep all your, so there would be usually two combinations.
Okay.
One for the manager and one for the teller.
Okay.
They would have one combination where they kept all the ledgers and important documents regarding the banking history of the residents. And then you had the money was stored usually here. Now, this is a dictaphone or a stenograph. Now, what the manager of the office of the bank office would do is he would have a wax cylinder.
Yeah.
And insert it into this here, and he would speak into it like so. And when he spoke, the needle over here would vibrate and create an etching of and create grooves to basically record the sound.
Like so it's an early sound recording device.
It is very much so. It's similar to the technology used in order to create vinyl records. And this is a typewriter. It was basically used like a computer. You put your piece of paper there, and then you type away.
Oh wow!
And whenever you go to one end and it goes ding, you go in just one side. Hi, welcome to the Bank of Canada.
What would you do if you made a mistake?
Oh, that was not entirely sure about that one. If you did make a mistake, you really had no option. It was made of ink at the time, so
You'd have to restart all over again, wouldn't you?
yes, you would have to.
And who is this guy here?
Oh, that's
A
just.
former important businessman
Ah,
in Burnaby. Same with both of them.
and there's
Actually, there's another one behind here.
kind of.
Now, I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
Why they're nothing to do with the bank?
Yeah.
They're nothing to do with the bank. Why would a bank have important businessmen's pictures?
Like.
Why would they do that? There's a reason.
I'm gonna guess it's so they could say, look, these are the people we helped get rich.
That's basically that's it. It's prestige.
Yes.
If you got an important person's picture, you know, people come in and say, oh, this is, you know, this is really something. Here's Mr. Blah, 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 blah is
This is
here.
where entrepreneurs go to succeed.
Okay.
And you can trust us to help secure your economic success. Anyways, notice the exquisite facial hair.
I love it. He looks like a walrus.
Yeah. Interesting thing. When he wakes up in the morning, every
Yeah.
day, and he's in a bit of a rush, you know, he's a little late, you know, he has to drink his coffee early in the morning.
Yeah.
If he splashed it onto his
Beard.
beard, it would get all soggy and messy, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good. So they had a little thing called a mustache cup. And basically, if you had a mustache, this would protect your whiskers from any coffee or tea or whatever that you were drinking.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is considered quite an odd thing now, but it was a real concern back in the day when facial hair was in vogue.
It kind of comes and goes, doesn't it?
It really does. With the 70s, and now everybody's into beards.
Yeah, beards have come back.
And people have been waxing their mustaches just like the 19th century again.
The handlebar mustache just looks silly as fuck. I'm not a huge fan of that look.
Oh, this would be where you'd
In memory of Goldwyn.
He was a bank teller. He was a staff member of the bank who served in the Great War.
Ah.
His plaque is to commemorate his service.
Okay.
And posthumously, this would be where you would be given a little piece of paper, and it would the bank would give them the information. You would write down and let them know how much money you were depositing, and then you take that information over to the teller.
The Royal Bank. Yeah. Okay. And here's the office.
The manager's office. Yes.
Oliver Wall.
Yeah. You're actually not supposed. None of the teller. The only person who was permitted to be in that was the manager, because that was his office. As you can see, there's a rudimentary telephone system that would be connected through.
And yeah, he's got a telephone.
Yeah. So he would call the number. He would call the operator, and he would tell her to connect to another telephone.
Okay.
And so she would, what they would do was connect the phone line from one phone to the other. So it was all done by hand, and not like not like today.
I know. Yeah.
No.
I know.
No,
Telephone
it's not.
numbers didn't.
It's not in a very
Operator.
bank.
Yeah.
It's a Royal
Okay.
Bank.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, man.
I will.
Mining Museum.
Music shop. Okay. Please do not. Okay. Elijah. And there's the music. Raggajig. Dawn. She's very pretty. Okay. Moving right along. In addition to traditional music, okay. Boring. The print shop.
write letters to people back home. So the laborers that came over that were often be illiterate. So they'd write the letters back and they would receive the mail. So we have a mail board up there with like letters from home would come and people would come and get them. They would translate government documents. So if somebody got a government document in English and they didn't know what it said, they would come here and you could help them out. Interpret it, yeah, give them advice. So they were community leaders, right? So they were a crucial part. And of course they were basically the doctors. So you had the consulting over there. And they would go in and they would give them the prescription, and then his employees. So the original, all of these things came from a place in Victoria. It was a three-story place, and so he had several people working for him, right? So he had people. He would order the ingredients from China, or he would get some of it from here if he could.
Okay.
A lot of it would come from China. And then
Pre-made medicines.
employees would process it. So there would be grinding and chopping and slicing and drying and weighing, and they'd have the drying racks. And then they put them in the big tins to cure and dry. And when they're ready, no matter how long it took, then they'd go into the drawer. So this is what's in the drawer.
Bread. Okay, I wonder if, now these are clear. There's a wedding cake there. Okay. Okay. So we've just got one more thing to see. And that is this house here. Oh, that's a nice gazebo. Actually, two more things. This house, and then the church. Oh wait, there's actually... Here's a drugstore. A barbershop and a drugstore. Okay. Okay, here's the barbershop. An old barbershop chair. What's this? Cologne, okay. Nothing interesting there. Alright. Inception. Look at that! Inception. Does it work on this side? Not quite as well.
And then we'll come back up through the garage here.
Sorry.
Michelle, put your lunch away. Cindy, Chloe.
Alright. What is this device here?
Okay, so this is an example of a questionable medical device, all right? This is the Branson Violet Ray Generator. Branson was a company out of Toronto. So this was promoted as a machine that could cure virtually any kind of an ailment. The glass wands are filled with argon gas. When you put electricity through argon, it glows purple. So you get this hum and a buzz from the machine, the purple glow, a bit of a tingle and a warmth from wherever it's applied, and lo and behold, it's going to cure you.
Somehow I doubt it does.
And there's no evidence to support that it does anything at all, but it looks really awesome.
I bet. I wonder how many of these drugs have either been proven to be harmful or ineffective.
Oh, well, we certainly have lots of indications of things that are harmful. Tincture of Nux vomica, that's actually strychnine.
Okay.
Obviously something we don't use anymore. Calcium carbonate, that's a major ingredient in Tums. So we still use that today. And of course, serpicodine we still use as a painkiller and cough suppressant. But you know, a lot of these things potentially very
Chloroform.
Chloroform, yeah. We don't use chloroform anymore, but it started life as a general anesthetic.
Was it?
You found it as an ingredient in cough syrups and also in painkillers for its sedative properties.
Wasn't that used in childbirth?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I heard Queen Victoria used it.
Yeah.
Arsenic?
Yeah, arsenic until we had antibiotics, that was your go-to agent because it has antimicrobial effects. So until they discovered penicillin, we were using things like arsenic to treat infections.
But wouldn't it also kill all the good bacteria?
Yeah, it'll kill just about anything.
I wonder what is actually in these bottles.
Well, any of the contents would have been the original contents.
Ah.
The more dangerous ones we've disposed of, but the ones that still have ingredients in them are the original contents.
Oh wow. Ether? What's ether?
Ether is a general anesthetic, so it was used very commonly around the same time that chloroform was used. Ether is a lot easier to use than chloroform. You require a lot more skill for chloroform. But the problem with ether is that you can blow yourself up if you're not careful.
Oh, wow.
Highly flammable and explosive. So the slightest spark or heat source can explode, cause an explosion.
Wow, this is quite fancy.
Yeah, one of the nicer ones. Very ornate. We should take it to the cash register.
Okay.
Bakery's got a very nice one too.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, so this is just another house. I can't imagine it's not that much different. Oh, staff only anyways. So I don't like and here is the church. This is a beautiful church. Okay. In memory, the memorial window above the altar is a church dedicated to hundreds of volunteers of the community. Okay. And as you can, okay. It's not coming across very well, but it is a beautiful stained glass window. Built in 1974, this church is a replica. This replica church was built by the South Burnaby Men's Club for a museum. It is traditional style, similar to some in Burnaby churches, but it is non-denominational. The finishing came from the variety of old churches. The stained glass window is a modern memorial. Okay. This church actually does weddings. My aunt actually got married here 10 years ago or something like that. It's a beautiful church. And I don't wonder if they actually do services. It's going to be a mountain. Okay. Here is the tram. In memory to fellow workers. Okay, here is the tram line. All aboard. Okay. This is an old train. Where did this go? Powering. The 1223, the trolley train. Do not board moving train. That would be kind of hard to do, I think. Okay, we gotta go around to this side. And here's the train conductor here. Very handsome. BC Electric Towing. This really cool. Please enter. Smoking. This is the smoking corner here. Notice, spitting in the train is punishable by spitting in this car is contrary to law and punishable by fine or imprisonment. Oh gosh. Dairyland. Let's see these seats are like. These seats, they're made out of wicker, so they don't look all that comfortable. But they actually are quite comfortable. And there's the cord. Oh wow.
Come on in. Entrance over there. Entrance that way.
Skytrain does not look this fancy. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep. Yeah, so this is the same thing we saw at the spaghetti factory. Hi. Moving front. Hi. Excuse me. Rails to rubber. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna do one more thing, and that is the carousel. I'll see you there. This here is the carousel, and today I think, you know what, I think I should be okay. Okay, I'll go. Okay. No, that one's just way too high. Okay. Let's.
Would you like me to grab you a step stool?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? Okay.
I just need to.
All right.
There we go. Okay. Woohoo. Okay, I did it. I am up on the horse. And this is horse number 13.
Ready? Alright, here we go. Please remain seated, feet stirrups, hold on, pole attached to your horse.
Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.